So we're going to play, we're switching over to Prairie Gunfighter, Theater of the Mind, 2-page roleplay Western. And this is similar to all the different games that we are playing. It has a referee's page and a character's page. And we're going to go right into a quest. These scenes should probably seem familiar with you all, but let's go through our characters here. I got the one-eared cowpuncher. I believe that would be Conrad. And Rusty, what character did you want to play?
You could play the frontiersman.
Go ahead and grab a marker, Rusty, and on your character tab, make a big circle around that frontiersman, just so I can occasionally click on your tab and keep us all honest if I need to. And Mike, what character are you playing?
I will be the Riviera Kid, who will be a bounty hunter.
Riviera Kid, that is amazing. Good.
Tony
good
was going to take it if I didn't.
And you would go ahead and circle your bounty hunter, and Conrad, if you would circle. We still got leftover markers from the super spy game we played. You can use them at your advantage as well. Those won't show up on the video. And the quest will start as you guys are, down on your luck gunmen and are entering a one-horse town in Mexico, as filmed in Tunisia. Now, here's the way this game basically works in a 1-hour situation. I am looking for you guys to get 12 kills each, or make 20 dice rolls and survive. After you do that, we can enter the climactic gunfight. So rather simple. So I'm going to keep track with the tally, Conrad. You're up to 12 kills or you're up to 20 rolls. And as you make them, you can sort of help me sound them off. And same with Mike and same with Rusty. And once we get all 3 characters with 12 kills or 20 rolls, then we can enter the climax as a group. Pretty simple, huh? All right, let's start with the first scene before we
barely an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience. God,
20 rolls, I'll be dead in 4.
Well, I hope not. Now, the game, if you look at your character sheet, Rusty, you can see that the game has got a lot of slant to keep you alive.
Never worked before.
Good luck
with that.
There's no single die that's going to get you killed, and there's a lot of things that don't actually result in death. Like, you cannot die on the poetic notions table. You cannot really die on the do something anything table. You can just put yourself in a very bad predicament that you may never get out of. I guess you can. I lied. You can die on the do something anything table. All right. Maybe you want to play a cowpuncher, Rusty, but no, you're going to be a frontiersman, the Virginian. So here we go. The first scene of the game, I'm on the quest page. You guys are riding into town. No, you are not making something as simple as rolling 2 dice and trying to figure out if you can ride. Those are all assumptions. But is there anything, I'm going to go around the table and ask you all, I'll start with Conrad. Conrad, is there any sort of insight, deed, or, reading off the character sheet here again, or impasse that you need to solve at the moment, or are you going to pass?
Well, have we rolled on the ref page yet to start the reel?
No, we won't play it reel by reel. I'm going to do the fiat of just going 12 deaths or 20 dice rolls, and then we'll enter the climax, Mike. We're going to do it scene by scene. But thank you. And
so everyone's got their destined status, or everyone's got their mods, right?
Correct. The only thing you could really do right now is you can muck things up, but it does count as one of your 20 dice rolls.
Oh, I got to roll. Yeah. So I'm hunting for Jack the Ghost. He's my arch nemesis, right?
Sure. So why don't you go ahead and see if there's anyone you talk to, a villager, a townsman, and give me a poetic notion roll for you,
2
please.
dice.
2 dice,
6.
Yeah. 6. So you made a critical insight, and you realize that this town is actually run by Jack the Ghost is hiding among the Baxters.
But of course he is.
Jack the Ghost is hiding among the Baxters. That's 1 roll for Conrad. Mike, would you like to make a roll in the opening scene, or would you like to pass?
I would, and since Jack is off with the Baxters, well, the Baxters are all worth a bunch of money, so they need to be corpseified a little bit.
Well, you wouldn't be corpseifying yet because I don't see any in the scene. They'll be coming pretty soon. But how about if you make a critical deed or a critical insight, or even make solve this impasse on how you guys are going to divide the bounties here. Maybe there's a certain member of the clan. It could even be Jack the Ghost that you want the extra $100 bounty on because you have a grudge against him.
I gotta think about this for a moment. I will roll on the Poetic Notions table.
Okay.
Try and figure out how to split the money up, because many things bad for me. Bounty Hunter, roll 2d6.
You're going to start arguing over the distribution of the spoils. Isn't this the way the Alien movie started, with the engineer and the tech arguing over their shares? What did you get there, Mike?
3, but I am destined for +1, which is a 4. Ghosts of the Past. Everybody uses 3d6 to resolve action.
So they talk about how, that every time you guys enter a new town, we find that Mike's character. What's your character's name again, Mike?
The Riviera Kid.
The Riviera Kid is always worried about who's going to get the odd nickel out of this stuff. Okay, and I'm going to go
on 3d6 as well.
And I'm going to go ahead and go to Rusty. Rusty, Mike has given you 3d6 on your first roll of the game, if you wish.
Yeah.
Is there a critical deed? Go ahead.
Is there anything we have to clear?
Well, if you could phrase it in terms of an impasse. You can phrase it in terms of a critical deed. You can phrase it in terms of a critical insight. You can set the scene for us, Rusty. Is there something you need to clear? Like, do you have a bad buckle on your saddle, or do you think there's a guy that steps out from behind the corner and tries to mug you? Go ahead and just draw us a picture.
Oh, I think let's see. I think there's got to be some hooligans that are messing with us. So I'm going to do corpsification with 3d6.
Okay. Well, you're. How about if we got a snake on the ground? And you're going to shoot it.
All right, snake.
Yeah. Give me 3 dice and try to shoot that snake that's on the ground, just to show how accurate you are firing.
I got a 6 and 2 1s.
Slugged it. 3 rolls. Do we count that as a kill for Rusty? No, not really. Not a snake. It was more of an impasse. You guys couldn't go forward without killing the snake. Let me add the next scene in here. And of course, you show up in the bar, and if you're paying customers, this guy's welcoming. If you're not paying customers, it's going to get a little bad. And you ask them about the town, and they say, well, we got the Baxters on one side, we got the Rojas on the other. The Baxters seem to sell liquor, and the Rojas seem to sell guns, and they both are looking for hired guns all the time. And I go back to Conrad. Conrad, did you want to make a roll in the scene to gain some insight? Did you want to have an impasse over the price of the alcohol? How did you want to play this? Scene 2.
So let's see. I'm going to try to make a critical insight and learn how to join. Is the Rojas were the ones selling the liquor?
The Baxters are the ones. There's also the ones that Jack the Ghost is hiding with.
I want a critical insight to join the Baxters.
Okay.
Which is we're still rolling. No, we're rolling 2 dice now because we have.
That is correct. Change the scene.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 dice looking for the 5. So I rolled the Squint and Ponder, defeat the hooligan, or gain critical insight.
So you gain your critical insight, and the guy says, well, they normally come and they collect the money for the shipment tomorrow. But if you'd like, I can give you my money now, and you can walk it down to them. Is that agreeable with you?
That's agreeable, and that's what's important is I have now made another dice roll.
Yes, you're up to 2. And Mike, is there something with the bartender or the bar here that would prompt a roll from you?
If Conrad has taken the money and we're ready to wander that down to the Baxters, then I'm ready to corpsify a Baxter.
How about if I give you a guy in the bar here who's mouthing off to you?
Okay. I can.
And it's not Rusty.
No, it's not Rusty. It's let's see what the Cincinnati Kid can do. Savannah Kid, the
Riviera
Kid. You need to put that in the chat so I can see it. So Conrad at least has got the man with one ear. He created his character.
Have to make a new character to do that.
And and it's so difficult in this game. And forgive me for ribbing you, Mike. Give me the dice roll though, so I can see if you and you made on red. I'm looking at your character. Give me 2 dice on corpsification.
Yeah, unfortunately, I clicked on that add character thing on Epic Tables so that I could change my name, and I have to wait for that to open up before I can make a die roll because nothing will happen until that opens up. There we go. That's finally happened. Now I can.
It's okay. I can add sound effects to the background. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly soundtrack. Marconi was free to be put up online. Beautiful mood music.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a great character, great soundtrack.
And movie too, by the way.
All right, here, let me make my dice on corpsification.
Tool call.
And
Tool
4
call
and
style.
6. 4
I
and
have-
6. Yes, and we can always switch to seven Samurai, which is another 2-page role play we can easily make. And the 6, I have to make a note of that.
I have
Samurai.
made 2 rolls.
And a 6, so a guy starts arguing with you, and Mike has made another roll, and Mike has got a kill out of his 12. And I go to Rusty. Rusty, Mike just shot a guy. There's probably other people in the bar to shoot now who are supporters.
Yeah, I think we're. Let's see. I think we'll just. I prefer to use fisticuffs initially. It's less lethal.
It'll happen with the dice roll as well.
Defeat hooligan on do something, anything.
You can go ahead and grab a bottle then as a nice little gimmick. Give me 2 dice.
And I got my 6.
5 of 6. Rusty has gotten a roll and a kill, and we'll go into the next scene here as the group. And when you get outside, a number of the other outlaws, I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a couple of horses. 7. There's up to 7 guys you're going to kill here. So I'm going to go start with Rusty. Rusty, you see the scene. They've surrounded you. They got the drop on you. They're going to try to shoot you. What you going to do?
I'm going to indicate to the grave digger 7.
7
okay, from 2 hands.
Make 7
Make 7
boxes. And he's
7
thinking,
boxes.
wow, I'm going to be able to retire early with these guys in town.
Yeah,
and
and so-
where would you want to roll on?
I'm gonna roll on to do something, anything.
You can. It's 2 dice. You can even defeat desperados there. So 7 guys. I'm counting them down. First die, Rusty. Did you roll a 6 and a 2, or is that the last
Yes.
roll?
No, I rolled a 6 and a 2.
Phew, Rusty has taken 1 guy
I'm saving
out.
my 1s.
And I'm going to go over to, let's give another roll. And let's go to Conrad. Conrad, 6 guys left.
I can't hear you with my good ear. Poetic notions.
Okay.
5 becomes a 6.
6, as you can defeat a hooligan with
hooligan.
that. We got 5. And over to Mike.
Sorry, once again, there will be a slight delay on the video as I wait for this thing to open up. There we go. Corpsification, because we're shooting.
We're shooting.
A
you
2 and a
sure
4. 4 becomes a 5. Knives, defeat hooligan or desperado.
Riviera Carriers, cut some guy down. Mike, you're an evil man, cutting a man up in a knife fight. I mean, in a gunfight. And Rusty, there are 4 guys left. Back to you.
I'll do something, anything again.
Sure.
Why not? And I got a 5.
5 will defeat a hooligan.
Defeats a hooligan.
Okay, Rusty's got another kill in a roll. And Conrad, off to you.
That dead man didn't hear me when I was talking. Another poetica deed. 5 becomes a 6. Defeats.
There are 2
Hooligan.
guys left. 2 guys left, Rusty. I mean, 2 guys left, Mike.
Then I will try and kill one of them with corpsification.
2 dice.
4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Knives.
Now, this is the second time in a row you killed someone with a knife, Mike. This is almost becoming an affectation for our short
The
film.
Riviera
Well,
kid likes.
let's make it R-rated. How did you kill this guy? Was it a Bowie knife? Was it a sliced throat? Was it a finger slash? Give me the gory details, sir.
Oh,
Identifying the knife is
shot it,
not a
but
great
right in the
detail,
eye.
by the way.
Right in the eye, yeah.
Right in the eye with what? With the you have like a stiletto? Did it eject open? What did it look like?
No. Definitely Bowie knives. I mean, the
Oh,
Riviera
my
kid he's a Red Dwarf character.
You know how
so.
big
his
a
head
wide a
off.
Bowie knife is? You might have cut both eyes. Okay, right into the
It's
skull.
a,
Mike's got
Bowie knife.
Bowie knife. That's right. Mike has got. Hey, that's not a knife. This is a knife. 3 kills and 4
Holy
rolls for
smokes.
Mike. Rusty, you're gonna
game,
working
for
on your
God's
4th
sakes.
kill here. 1 guy left. He's running.
It wasn't me that kills him. Okay, I got a flabbergasted. Let's see, until extra critical deed is made. All characters suspend destined status.
All right, Rusty's going to make it interesting. The one guy was trying to run away, but he was running away to a Gatling gun. I go over to Conrad.
So we have a critical
deed until
and we all lost our destined.
That is true. Well, you didn't lose it. You suspended it until you make a critical deed. And I go over to Conrad. Conrad, you're a cow puncher. You can try to make a critical deed roll. Cow puncher only rolls a single D6 on do something anything, or you can just kill the last guy who's running for the Gatling gun.
I'm going to roll on Poetic Notions. I didn't hear no apology.
2 dice.
2 dice looking for this. That's the 5, which becomes the defeat hooligan or gain
A
critical
5
insight.
defeats the hooligan. The hooligans are gone, but again, until you complete a critical deed, you guys have lost your destined status. Who knows? That critical deed could be the fact that you were trying to introduce yourself to the Baxters, but you got distracted. And the next scene, a desperado comes out. He introduces himself and says, "Hey, you men look like you're willing to make some good money and good money fast." I left off with Rusty. I'll go over to Conrad. Conrad, you interested? This guy is
no. I rolled to kill the last guy.
Oh, that's right, Mike. This guy's a Rojas, the leader of the Rojas. Yeah, he's interested, and he's asking if you want to join his gang. He's got an attack on an armory coming up. He wants you all to participate in.
An attack on an armory, and he's the leader. He's there by himself.
No. He's probably got 1,000 guys with him. But I mean, what are you going to shoot the leader of the Desperados? It would make a short movie. But go ahead.
It is. No, we'll have to go along with him, which I guess is going to be. That's a poetic notion. You could
make a critical insight to see if he's going to cheat you, or you can make a critical deed to make sure that everything seems like these guys are not fools.
Well, the critical deed gets our destins back. Is that correct?
That's true. It does.
That's true, but critical deeds are on do something anything, and that's where I'm on roll 2d6 and take the lower. So
well, then don't
better
do
to go with a poetic notion and try and gain the critical insight.
Let's
or
see
on
if we can get a critical insight on this guy to see how trustworthy he is with his followers. Give me 2 dice, Mike.
1 die for me because I'm a bounty hunter. I rolled a 4. Ghosted pass. Everybody
Perfect.
3 dice. We're gonna bonus. We'll toggle on and off. 3 dice for now. I go over to Rusty. Rusty, we need a critical deed.
Do something, anything.
Go ahead and roll to do something, anything.
And I'm still not rolling well. Let's see. It looks like a petrification happens again, and this action treat is 1.
Okay, so you are petrified by the situation. I don't think as a frontiersman you've ever seen somebody as intimidating as the leader of the Rojas gang. And I go over to Conrad. Conrad, we still need a critical deed before we're going to get back our destined status. The plot has gone askew on the script, you might say. What are you going to do, sir?
The benefit of only having one ear is that you can't hear lies. I'm still rolling poetic notions to try to get my destined back.
Okay, and you cannot get your destined back until we get a critical deed. It's locked.
Oh, okay, so there's not a restored.
It's because of the roll that was made. We have until extra critical deed is made. All characters suspend their destined status.
Okay.
So, you are rolling 3 dice.
Yeah, so I rolled 3, but I'll roll again on the do something anything. I guess at this point, right?
Okay, yes, that would be good.
So I want the 5, which is a piece of cake, and I rolled the 6. Defeat the hooligan, desperado, or perform critical deed. Critical deed has been
the critical deed has been performed. So what we have done is the fact that we have. Let me go over to my quest again, and let me grab up the next bit of the intrigue here. So you have overheard the fact that if you join the Rojas, they're going to betray you. You need to join the Baxters. And you sort of knew that anyway because you're going to take the money to the Baxters. Also, Jack the Ghost is among the Baxters, and that's the only way you're going to be able to catch him is to infiltrate the organization. So by making that critical deed, you know that the Rojas from now on are going to be your enemies.
Have we eliminated our destined penalty?
Yes, we eliminated the destined penalty.
And we've moved to a new scene, so we're no longer rolling 3 dice.
That is correct, and we're going to pop another scene over. And when you come back out on the streets, you realize that the leader of the leaders of the Rojas are also the most glamorous woman in town, the only one that can afford eye makeup. She is actually a concubine of the leader of the Rojas. So it's another reason to join the Baxters. But I will allow you each to try a dice roll here. And Conrad, I went to Mike. The leader of the Baxters, is sort of imprisoning this woman. It's a complicated situation. You probably can't solve it with a single dice roll, but you could possibly make an insight into how you could solve it.
That's true. And I might even be able to talk to the prisoner and establish her as a love interest for my character at the end of this movie with some poetic notions.
I could, yes. Her real husband could have some offense by that, but yes, go ahead.
I can corpsify him if I have to, but it's a 1d6.
Oh, he's
I think you said concubine.
Go ahead and.
I believe you used the word concubine, so that's a different.
It is.
Sure.
It is.
A 6
your
plus
character's
1
roll
is
is 6.
7.
I'm not sure what table you're rolling on. What's your
Poetic notions.
Desperado gain critical insight.
critical insight? Mike, you realize that this woman is never going to love you. She would not be your love interest, but you must rescue her husband. Her husband is being held by the Rojas in a secret location. The Baxters, again, might know where that secret location is. I'm going to go over to...
as a poetical notion, if I can't have her, I at least want her to be happy. Which means...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's terrific.
That's what a true man does.
So you go to talk to the head of the Baxters, and the head of the Baxters tell you that, those Rojas have been a criminal element here in this territory for too long. We need a county sheriff. And I think one of you guys really needs to become the county sheriff by being deputized here. I go over to Rusty. Rusty, did you want to become a county sheriff?
No.
It's a pass. And, that's fine.
I can't clear my critical deed then, huh? I have to go with the...
Conrad has cleared the critical deed for the party, and you're all destined again.
Okay.
So you're offered a chance to make a critical deed or a critical insight or relieve an impasse in order to become the county sheriff. Is it of interest to you? If not, you can pass. That's fine.
I'll try a critical deed. I guess I'll become the sheriff, and somebody can shoot me in the back.
You can always deputize yourself and then make Conrad the sheriff. But let's see.
Or the front. It's the same. It's
2 dice.
Yeah. No, why did we lose our 3 dice?
Because the scene has changed twice.
Oh, okay. Got it. There's 2, so that's a 5. Pragmatic.
A 5 to make a critical deed is a 5 pragmatic. Yes, you have made a critical deed. And so the guy goes up to Rusty's character. What's your character, Rusty? What's your character's name?
Rusty, for the time being.
Rusty. Rusty is a great Western
I'm not going to
name.
be like Mike and get stuck trying to make a character. So
Rusty, the character, is also now the sheriff, and of course, I go over to his first deputy, Conrad. Conrad, did you want the legal authority of the territory behind you for this? Be a critical deed.
I've got an ear for justice. Can I use a critical insight instead?
I can give you the critical insight roll because you want to amass rolls in this game in order to get to the climax.
Yeah, but 2 dice increases my chance of succeeding.
It does. Well. 2 dice does increase your chance of succeeding.
4 becomes a 5, which means the critical insight is successful.
You have the critical insight, and the territorial sheriff. Well, the last 6 have all been killed by both Baxters and Rojas. So that's your critical insight. And I go to Mike. Mike, did you want to become a
you would think I would ask about the deputy, not the sheriff.
Yes. And Mike, would you like to as well try to become a marshal, or are you just going to leave that to Rusty's domain?
I'll become a marshal. That gives me the strength of law to back up my bounty hunting.
It is a do something anything. It's a die 6 for you, right? As a bounty hunter. No, it's 2 die 6 and take the lower. Are you sure you want to become a marshal here? It's a sort of abhorrent to your profession.
But here's the thing. I am destined, so I might get that 2 and get me some homespun wisdom.
Give me 2 dice, Mike.
A 4.
Conrad,
+1 is a 5. Pragmatic. Perform critical deeds.
He's a 3. He's a flabbergast. Oh no, it's +1 is 5.
Yeah,
is pragmatic.
He got it. We got 2 U.S. Marshals in the party. We got Mike and Rusty as U.S. Marshals. Well done, guys. Let me go to the next scene here. Now, your first task is to start eliminating some of the corruption in the region.
And I've made 7 rolls.
And some of that corruption I think we want to start with is the fact that we got to find out where the Rojas actually have a secret lair. And so you're going to follow them out of town, and I'm back at we're back at Rusty. Rusty, how do you follow them out of town?
With a critical deed, we're going to basically stealthily trail them. We can follow their tracks, etc.
You want to be a little bit more distant than Clint is here. It looks like if any of these guys just turn around, they can see.
No. We're gonna.
But that's how the camera.
We're gonna use our Indian skills,
is.
and we're gonna track them. Okay.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
As a good sheriff,
Sheriff
lawman,
Marshal,
you know how to do that.
Marshal Matt Dillon, and your
and
dice.
I have succeeded.
And you've succeeded. So Rusty's going to track them to their lair. And when you get to their lair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to kill 9 people. Let's get Xena out of here. Oh, Xena keeps coming back into my scenes.
Do I have my Gatling gun?
No Gatling gun yet. 9. There are 9 people that need to be killed. And Rusty made the last roll. I'm back to Conrad. Conrad, how are you going to kill 9 guys? The old-fashioned way, I would think.
Yeah. I was trying to get some poetry into this.
You can.
Yeah, a 9 is one less than 10.
9 is 1 less than 10. Give me 2 dice.
2 dice. Looking for the 6.
It's a 6. So sell it to us. How do you defeat a hooligan with your 6 here? Your guys are all destined, so you don't need that. And there's no critical insight to be gained here. So it's defeat a hooligan. How did you defeat a hooligan?
So I dropped a rope from the building and hung him.
Yes, you got him.
Justice, right?
By. You did. You set a snare trap before they even realized that they were under surveil. And we're going to go over to Mike. Mike, how are you going to? Are you going to use corpse?
I think it was highly poetic that guy rode right into Conrad's noose.
You can. Yes, it is.
Corpseification, because I'm a bounty hunter.
There you go. That's going to cause a -1 to Conrad in all future rolls here. But go ahead and roll 2 dice, please.
4 + 1 is a 5. Knives. Defeat
Knives. Gosh, that is like the 3rd or 4th man that you've gutted. And
as soon as I decided I was the Riviera Kid, the knives started coming into play because he's a knife guy.
So it's like Coburn in the Magnificent Seven. It's
like the cat in that episode of Red Dwarf where he plays the Riviera Kid and he's the knife man.
Oh, I did not realize that. I'm not familiar with it. And so I go over to Rusty. There are 7 men left.
Okay, we're going to do anything.
Okay, go ahead and roll something, anything.
And we got a 5 for a defeat a hooligan. Are these hooligans?
Defeat there. Yeah, these are hooligans. And there's 6 hooligans yet. How did you defeat your hooligan with your do something anything, Rusty?
Long range rifle.
Long range rifle. It's a little less. Maybe you had to clear the jam on a long range rifle to do something anything. It was probably discarded by the Rojas gang itself.
It was probably pragmatic to use a long range rifle rather than waiting with knives.
I will give you that. It's do something anything. Take the pragmatic approach. Why would I be up close when I could shoot him
at a distance?
Here you go. Back to Conrad.
The man with one ear exposes himself to one villain who shoots at him to kill another in a poetic way.
Absolutely, but you're
so I'm rolling
-1 on
2
my
dice,
roll.
-1, but +1 because I am in fact
That is
destined.
correct. 2 dice and take the better.
Sorry, that's 3. Let's go with 2, and I rolled a 6.
6. So once again, we're going to have some guy you're going to bluff one guy into firing, and he's going to end up killing his buddy across the way.
That's correct.
I think I miscounted here, but we're still going to call it 5 left. Mike, off to you.
Corpseification again. 2d6 + 1. 2 is 3. Baton Rouge, lose guns, knives, or fists, regardless and end impasse. We're not at 1. Add d6 hooligans, 1, and lose destined status.
Or lose destined status, right?
Yes, it's or. So, Mike, you can either lose your destined status, which you probably won't want to do. You can add that one hooligan. Let's bring us up to a total of 6, even if I was miscounting.
So,
and Mike
lose
did
one
not.
guns, knives, fist means I have to basically X out one of these results on the sheet, and I can't attain it anymore.
That is correct for this battle. If you rolled a 4 instead, that 4 is going to be treated as another roll of Baton Rouge. So now we're going to.
Mike's not going to lose his knife.
Yeah, Mike, I think you lost your fisticuffs for the moment, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll on the. I guess this is where the wargamer should say, if you did a few prep rolls of taking like a gain modifier of treating 5s as 6s or 4s as 6s, it could probably lessen the impact of further Moulin Rouge. When we get to the main climax battle, maybe we can try that. But we're going to go ahead to Rusty. How are you going to kill the next guy? There's 6 left. Mike has called more hooligans in.
Yeah, it's all right. We're going to do something, anything. Let's see here. And with my 6, I'm going to use a critical deed to throw Mike some gloves so that he can still use his fist again.
A critical deed can be used to remove the penalties of Baton Rouge. So Mike
has my knuckle gloves.
Mike has a set of knuckle gloves. Well played, Rusty. I go off to Conrad.
The man who that I had just previously killed, I'll take his hat and impersonate him and walk to one of his comrades.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
And so I will poetically take him out with his own.
Absolutely, you can convince him of his life of crime is probably
rolling
to his death.
2 dice, less 1, plus 1.
A plus 1, minus 1, because we still got that in the middle of battle. But that's easy. Oh gosh, you guys are making it look too easy. I go back to Mike.
It's the music that makes it happen.
That's right. It's the we can fight. Mike, roll me on corpsification.
3 plus 1 is a 4.
A 4. It looks like the gloves just were.
Rusty's gloves were perfect. He got the. I love these gloves. I appreciate these gloves.
Now you can either treat all future 4s as 6s, or you can kill a hooligan. Which would you like to do?
Tactically, it is smarter to treat the 4s as a 6, but since Rusty gave me the gloves, I got to punch the guy out. I mean, that's the cinematic.
Sounds good. Also, eliminating the 4s also does eliminate some nice things on the table, like the Ghosts of the Past. So I'm going to move over to there are 4 guys left. Rusty, what are you going to do?
We're going to do something, anything.
Okay.
And that's a 3. I'm flabbergasted.
Until a critical deed is made, we're going to lose our destined. And I move over to so something must have happened. Let me see if I can fill in some details here. You didn't realize that the main boss, the leader of the Rojas himself, is missing at this moment. You won't be able to get him. Go to Conrad. What are you going to do? 4 guys left.
In the building I'm in, I'm too far away to attack them, so I'm going to run from one building to the other across a crowded, gun-strewn.
Now, are you realizing this with an insight and a notion, or are you rolling critical, do something, anything to try to get that?
Do something, anything to get the critical deed. So to run to the other building, right?
Okay.
So I'm rolling a single dice. I am not adding anything because I do not have my destined status.
It is correct. A 1-die roll. You're looking for a
5 or 6.
But we are treating a 4 as a 6, correct?
We are not, because Mike did
not take that.
Mike took the punch.
Oh, wow, that didn't seem like very good as the Riviera kid. Okay, single die.
Hey, we don't criticize the Riviera. Only the
tactically treating 4s at 6 was better, but since I lost the punch, Rusty gave me the gloves and I punched a guy out. I had to. That's the story.
It's my job to criticize the players, not the players.
So I've just pointed it out, okay?
You can point it out, but
so I ran into the street and became petrified.
If you had rolled a little better, Conrad, it would not have been an issue.
Man, attacking a guy's
sorry. Was that the kettle? Calling the pot black?
That's the man who got the 1 and the 2 saying that. Take that, Conrad.
Mike, are you going to be the savior here? As a bounty hunter, you're rolling 2 dice and taking lower, or you can just continue to corpsify. You can continue to corpsify. There's great results in it.
I should go ahead and keep corpsifying.
Go ahead. Give me some corpsifying rolls here.
Guns. I shot up somebody.
I think you shot up somebody pretty easily.
Wait a minute. So I can't end an impasse, so I can't restore everybody's destined.
That's
I can't
correct.
restore my destined.
There are instances where an impasse will restore the critical deeds. Should say we restore the destined, but not here. You
I'll
killed
just
another
take my
guy to
6th
3.
kill in my 11th roll.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead to and thank you for keeping me honest. And we're going to go to Rusty. Rusty, let's see if Rusty's dice matches rhetoric here.
Let's do something, anything.
2 dice, no modifier.
And I got my 5. The critical deed is gone. We're back to Destin.
Back to Destin. He did back it up. Back to you, Conrad. You have your Destin status again.
No, but he's got to add a die 6 hooligans because he performed a critical deed.
Let's see. By adding a D6 hooligans, perform a critical deed. How about if we roll a D6 hooligans here? Do you want me to roll that for you, Rusty?
No, I can roll 6.
Okay, go ahead. 4. It's up to 7. 7
Interesting
hooligans.
that it was a 4 again.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of 4s.
4s
Rusty
upon
just
4s.
tried to help me get to my
Conrad,
12
7
kills.
hooligans. This is becoming the whole Rojas clan. They're bringing out their nephews.
Mike should be very close to 7
I was
kills.
petrified in the middle of the street, and then the sound of the gun bullets rang out and gave me the direction to run.
You probably don't want to roll on do something anything since you got a penalty there, but you can.
No, I want to roll the poetic notions with the +1 -1.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have rolled a 5, which is gain critical insight.
A critical
Or
insight,
defeat a
but no,
hooligan.
it defeats a hooligan, which is what we're after.
Defeat a hooligan,
6.
which is what we're looking for.
And I go over to Mike. What are you gonna do, Mike?
Oh, this is battle scene. I'm going to continue corpsifying.
Corpsifying is perfect.
3 + 1 is 4. I punch somebody out.
3 plus 1 is 4.
No. We will gain that modifier to treat a roll of 4 as a 6 this time.
4 to 6 is great option, Mike. Mike is going to do a little strategy here. He realizes they're in a barn shooting back, and the barn has got a lot of hay. We can start a fire here. I go over to Rusty. What do you want to do, Rusty?
I'm going to do something, anything, and I'm looking for what? We have
killing hooligans.
Just killing hooligans, right? That's all
Yep.
we have left?
Yep.
All right. And I did.
And what did you do to kill a hooligan, sir?
I'm still using the friggin' rifle, only this time I'm using the rifle looking through a mirror just to be a little challenged.
Well, you do realize that by using the mirror around the corner there, you don't have to expose yourself, which is a perfect do something anything. I'm going to go back to Conrad. 5 guys left.
Am I treating a 4 as a 6 as well?
Everyone is treating a 4 as a 6 as well.
Okay,
correct.
it was just once, correct? Or is it until the end of the scene?
That will go till the end of the scene.
Okay, I am going to discharge my firearm near the ear of one of the banditos or the desperado. No, it's a hooligan. I'm sorry, and he too will be a man with a single ear. +1 -1. 4 treats like a 6.
A 4 becomes a 4, treats as a 6 as we dropped another hooligan. There are 4 left. I'm going to go over to Mike.
Still corpsifying. 4 + 1 is 5. Knives.
Back to his knifey, or did you want to count that 5s as now 6s too?
At this point, most 5s are 6s.
5s are defeat hooligans in this version of the game system, so
Yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
going to
about the
either.
same.
Let's make the 5 6s.
Okay, 5 to 6s.
What's happening is with my fists and my knives, the hooligans who are around me are focused on me, the close-up guy, and they're trying to spread out and surround me, and that's making a nice circle for Rusty to pick them off at a distance.
And with a nicely described, Mike, we go over to Rusty. Rusty, 4 hooligans left.
Let's see, do something, anything. And, that's a wasted big roll. 6.
That's not a waste of a big roll. That's going to kill another hooligan. I'm over to Conrad.
I'm in the building. I locate one of the hooligans by the boards creaking in the distance and shoot through the wall at him.
Shoot through the
Poetically,
wall.
of course.
Go ahead.
+1 -1 is 4. Treated as a 6. Down he goes.
And there's only 1 hooligan left. Mike, you get the cherry on the ice cream.
Finish him off, and a 4 becomes a 5, and 4s and 5s become 6s, so that finishes him off.
And the teen is off. And I think you already have made your accomplish your roll requirement. You've also counted your kill requirement. There's no reason for us to make much more of this situation, except for this. We are entering the climax. And
I'm only at 14.
Ah,
dice.
you're close.
14 rolls or 14?
14
14
rolls and 9
and
kills.
six kills for me.
I think we can probably double it up just for
I'm at 14
just for the
rolls and
video.
7 kills.
If you guys are interested in playing this more formally rather than an ad hoc, I can make a nice scene. And here's the final scene, the climax. You have to defeat the guy with the modified Gatling gun pepper box, whatever prop
Well, I
he
hear
actually is
that.
standing behind there. And so I'm going to
with my bad ear.
I need to get a critical problems. Now, critical problems are successions of critical deeds and critical insights. So we're gonna play odd even. Now you can start with either a critical insight or a critical deed, but you have to do 3 rolls back to back successfully of either critical insight, then deed, then insight, or insight, then deed, then insight. Then you can try to kill the final desperado to win. So if I didn't make that too confusing on you, I'm going to go back to looks like Rusty. Rusty, you obviously would be the starting critical deed here.
The insight first, or we should.
Well,
we should
Rusty's advantage is on do something anything, so he's good
Okay.
for critical deeds. It's better for me to go after insights because at least I'm rolling 1d6 instead of 2d6. Take lower.
So Rusty, I think they're saying the order is going to be tough for you guys too, because I'm going to keep you to your Conrad, Mike, Rusty order here, and perfectly would be Rusty pass, Conrad passes, then Mike comes back trying to make a critical insight. Rusty tries to make a critical deed, then Conrad makes a critical insight to end the triplet, if you follow my reasoning. Otherwise, wing it, and let's see what goes on.
Well, as soon as Mike starts shooting, and we know he will, and by shooting I mean stabbing people with his knife,
Yes.
and we know he will, then I'm at -1
Well, I
on
won't
my
until
poetic
we've
notions.
cleared because there's nothing on corpsification to clear critical insights or critical deeds.
Mike is a bounty hunter. He rolls a d6 and add 1. He's got a 50-50 chance to get in that critical insight when it comes around to him. But I'm going to go again. I'm going to start with Rusty. Rusty, your
I'll
options
pass.
would be Rusty pass. Conrad, your option is to try a critical insight, but then, as I said, Mike would have to make the critical deed, or it's all for moot.
And Mike's
No,
only
Mike
rolled one.
Mike could just pass, and to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right, technically. Okay, so Mike could pass out this game if you wish. Conrad, what you want to do?
Well, then I'm going to roll 2 dice to get
Roll
the
2
critical
dice, get the critical insight.
And I rolled the 6, which means I've
6,
got
you
the critical insight.
And now we have to make a critical deed. And Mike,
And of course, the critical insight I gathered was don't attack the gun straight on. You know, that's the.
that seems like a wise move.
Yes.
Maybe we need to have distracting and have somebody come up from behind. And I'm over to Mike. Mike
Mike
I
should,
need a critical deed, or you can pass.
Mike is going to pass and hope that Rusty can do the critical deed.
Rusty, back to you.
There it is,
Critical
Rusty.
deed.
Yeah.
There it is. All of the big talking. It's all coming down to this one roll.
No, because then after that we have to make another critical insight.
That'll be me. I'll have to make the big talk.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. So it'll all come down to you, assuming I get us past this. But Rusty has to roll.
That's right.
He does. We have to see the dice rolls.
Rusty
Okay,
only needs
so
a 4.
I'm going to do something, anything.
Okay. You need to disable the shooting mechanism.
Or
That's
we're
a-
just-
I'm doing
one
a
is a
5,
four.
and no, I'm going to blind him with by shining a large, having
he's
a
gonna add
large
hooligans
blast
to-
of black powder.
Well, if
Blinding.
he adds hooligans, then I can kill some
luck.
hooligans while you do the critical insight.
D6 hooligans. I'm going to call it 5 hooligans. And
Oh,
that
come
was
on!
good.
I got 6.
All right. Well, let's get 6 hooligans. And we're going to go on to we're back at Conrad. Conrad, a final
So if I
critical
succeed
insight.
in the critical insight, then that will have been
That
3
will
in a row.
eliminate the Gatling gun.
I'm rolling 2 dice. I'm adding 1 because we have not
We have not
Knifey
done
knife people.
corpsification,
Okay,
but
2 dice
I
looking for
know
the-
it's coming.
5 or 6, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
And I rolled the 4,
it's just a 5.
which is a 5. Yes. So that
The Gatling
gets
gun has
critical
been
insight.
eliminated. Nice combination and good insight, Rusty, to not to out-reason the referee who was going to make Mike roll. And I'm going on to Conrad has made his roll. Mike, there are 6 hooligans before you have to roll to kill a desperado. You
Well,
have to.
then it's time to corpsify some hooligans.
Let's get some corpsification here.
That's a 6. That kills one.
There's
Does the desperado? Isn't there a penalty for that?
The
I remember
Desperado, when we get to him, it will be a subtract 1 from the dice roll fighting the Desperado.
It's not just 1 because he's in the fight, right?
It
says Desperado in the battle causes a -1 on all dice.
It could, but I'm not going to do that. I'm saying he's running.
We might technically win on die rolls because I just made my 15th die roll, but I sat out for 2 rounds, so Conrad and Rusty should be had made 17.
Well, it's not win automatically.
No, it goes to the climax.
Yeah,
He's already let us go to the climax.
I would just sort of skip forward in that. And so we're going to go to the fact that the Desperado needs to. I'm going to make it a different scene to kill the Desperado.
Okay, perfect.
Because I actually have a graphic for that.
So
but
Mike killed, I'm sorry, yeah, Mike. So the Riviera killed.
He killed 1. And I'm going to go over to Rusty. Rusty,
5
there's
remaining,
5 Desperados left. 5 hooligans left.
Anything. And I got my 6.
And Rusty's on a roll.
Or
and
7.
Conrad.
Let me see. So now that Mike has shed
Entered
blood,
combat. Yes.
and I am I'm a -1 on my poetic notions.
And +1 there too.
But when you're born that way, you do it anyway. So I will turn a blind ear to.
You might get lucky and give us a 4 that'll give us 3 dice.
So I rolled a 4, which adds 1, subtracts 1.
You got the 4. We got 3d6.
3d6. I go over to
like it's destined.
Mike. Mike, roll me 3d6, killing these last 3 hooligans.
Kill 1.
And we go to Rusty. Give me 3d6, trying to kill hooligans.
Look at those dice that I'm wasting.
And Conrad, a poetic notion to talk the last guy out of his life of sin.
No.
Sober up. We do add 1, I believe, to that, right? No, because we subtract 1 because we're in combat too.
I'm sobered up. No more rolls
ups. You're going to be out in a set. You're not going to be able to get to a cat house. You're going to lose that ability for the final Desperado, Conrad.
Boy, that's poetic, right?
That is poetic. And I'm going to roll a 1. You can always pass it out and let the
rage.
It'll be guns,
because the rage would prevent me from being poetic at this point.
I go to
I've
Mike.
Searched for him so long.
1 more Desperado to take out.
3d6. No.
No, 1 more hooligan. A hooligan.
3 Baton Rouge. Lose 1.
But aren't you destined?
I am destined, so I can just.
Last guy goes down.
You go fists.
No. I rolled a 2. I'm sorry. I rolled a 2-2-2 because it's 3 dice, and my 2 becomes a 3.
We don't see it.
Baton Rouge. You don't see it?
Oh, there it is.
Here it came.
It is.
Yeah, Mike is Baton Rouge. Rusty, you're gonna have to get the final result here, please, for us.
I will
Give me
use
3
my
dice.
destined status rather than add more hooligans at this point.
Let's see. Until the extra impasse is removed, all characters suspend destined. Let's see. Oh no, Baton Rouge. So it's just an impasse.
It's a Baton Rouge.
I lose my guns, knives, or fists, so I've lost my fists again. And it's either add a d6 hooligans or lose destined status. I'm just going to take off my destined status rather than add more hooligans in the climax because we want to get to that Desperado.
So, Rusty, you want to roll a critical deed and eliminate that, please.
And Rusty goes for the 3 flabbergas.
And Rusty is decided to add an extra critical deed to our problems.
Rusty, you're rolling 3 dice.
Oh.
3 dice. Yes.
Still.
Rusty, you're rolling 15 dice. No, it's a 3. Rusty has got a critical deed he's added to the party. He said, "Hey
Ghost
guys,
Jack the Ghost always gets away.
I just discovered the dynamite is all missing.
He's the first to die and the last one. Okay.
I go to Conrad. Conrad, we need a critical deed in order to get our destined status back, or you can just shoot the last guy and move to the climax without destined status.
I'm rolling 3 dice, right?
And you're rolling without destined status. Yeah.
You're rolling 3 dice as a puncher. You're rolling 3 dice on the do something anything to get a critical deed.
But I take the. Oh yes, okay. So I'm rolling 3 dice. That's cool.
Sure.
I don't take the less of. So 3 dice, and we're trying to get rid of the critical deed to get rid of.
To get rid of the penalty on the destined status.
Okay, there we go. So that's the 6.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. Man.
I go over to Mike. Mike, there are 2 problems in the group. There's the fact that we have a no destined status from yourself, and also we need to kill one hooligan. Give me a dice rolls, please, on corpsification.
2d6 or 3d6, add nothing. I'll take that at 5. Knives, defeat hooligan or desperado. I'll take the kill.
Okay. So, we have defeated the hooligan. We're going to enter the final climax. Now, the desperado is going to subtract 1 from all the dice rolls, and we have to kill one desperado in order to win. And I will start with Rusty. Rusty, you can pass, or you can try to make that roll of a 6.
Now, have we changed scenes?
Yes, we did.
Does that mean my Baton Rouge condition clears, or have I still lost my fists?
You've lost your fist until somebody rolls a critical deed that restores them.
Okay.
Okay, well, of course I'm going to roll because I like to die. All right. And I got my 4. Petrified.
You did not get a 4 because you are
minus 1. I'm flabbergasted.
Yes, you're +1 because of the destined status,
You're
but
right,
you're minus 1 from the desperado. We now have a critical deed that needs to be done. And I go over to
You guys didn't want it to be too easy.
Conrad, always rolling after Rusty. You are not destined anyway, Conrad, so the critical deed will not affect you. We need a desperado to kill him.
I did restore destined, but now I don't get it because of the flabbergasted, right?
You actually did not restore your destined.
I thought I did. Is that not correct?
The critical deed removed the penalty that everyone lost their destined. Okay. But you had to get to a cat house with your roll.
No. My cat house is I can't use poetic notions.
I'm the one who lost.
Sober up, number 1. Oh, that's true. Yes, okay.
Yeah, so I am
destined,
but I don't have. I am destined, which is suspended currently.
So roll 1 die and
minus 1,
and minus 1 plus 1 because you're destined.
You're not destined because the flabbergast went away.
You guys are getting the hit of it right at the end. Conrad,
Jack the Ghost, he gets away all the time. It always happens. Okay, so
1 die minus 1.
So I'm gonna roll against the critical or the do something anything.
Yeah, trying to eliminate the critical deed that set us up. 1 die minus 1.
And I need the 6 to get this thing done.
6, yeah.
That's the bad thing. And we rolled the 4, which is a minus 1, is a 3.
It's still locked at flabbergasted. It's not going to. All characters are just destined to suspended. Let's see if we can get out of this, or if it just you caught yourself into a death spiral. Mike, you cannot roll as a bounty hunter very well on do something anything. So you
just
will not
kill off the desperado.
He can kill the desperado on a roll of a 6, and he can also get other results. Other results to change numbers into 6, which is important.
5. He also kills the desperado.
A 5 won't do it because a 5 would become a 4, and I don't have fists right now. That would become a 3.
Wow, Mike has lost his fists right now.
Do something poetic, Mike, and we get 3 die 6.
I would roll 2d6 and take the lower. That would be terrible. That would be
not on bounty hunter rolls 1 die 6 on poetic. Mike, you're not a frontiersman.
Oh, okay. I'll try something poetic.
Okay, give me a die 6 and subtract 1
minus 1.
Because you are not destined.
Hey, Tony would make this roll.
5.
There it is.
Ponder. Defeat hooligan or gain critical insight.
Oh, you don't need a critical insight. Okay, well, we got a critical insight.
Defeat the
absolutely worthless. We defeated the hooligan. Absolutely worthless. I go over to not appearing. Rusty, what are you going to do, sir?
I'm going to do something anything.
Okay, it's and you're not rolling 2 dice, are you? Yes, you're rolling 2 dice.
I am rolling 2 dice, and I cleared the critical deed for a D6 of hooligans.
No, we're subtract 1 because we're desperado.
Oh, I petrified happens
is
again.
Rusty destined though?
I thought that's your second.
No one's
destined. It's suspended.
We're double flabbergasted right now.
No, I'm trying to reason this out again. You were flabbergasted before you weren't petrified yet, correct?
That's correct.
So now you're just petrified and flabbergasted. And I go over to Conrad. Conrad, you are rolling 1 die
do something
minus 1.
anything to talk
for
to
the
Jack.
B. You need a 6.
I'm subtracting 1. 5 becomes petrified.
You're petrified as well. If it happens again, it's going to treat as a 1. Mike, I guess we decided you're rolling 1 die on poetic notions. It could be a death spiral, guys. Jack the Ghost.
Unless I roll that 5 that I'm looking for.
Let's see what it says.
5 minus 1 is 4. Goes to pass. 3d6. Everybody.
Yeah, that's
He doesn't need an explanation for it. He just reminds you all of the ghosts of the past. Jack the Ghost is the ghost of the past. It's apropos. I'm going back to Rusty. Rusty, you're rolling 3 dice now. Do something, anything. -1 on the dice.
It's still a 3.
Busted again.
And, well, at least it's not a double 4. And I'm going to Conrad. Conrad, you're rolling 3 dice and subtracting 1 on do something, anything.
correct, and I need the 6. There's the 6. So that is
The critical deed
right?
is gone. Now, who has their insight? Mike does not have insight, but Rusty, did you have insight still? Yes, Rusty has insight, and Conrad has insight. So now I'm back
Do you mean
around.
distant or insight?
You mean
Destined.
destined.
Sorry,
Destined.
Destin, Mike, you are rolling.
Point of order, to perform
might
that
wanna
critical
pass,
deed,
Mike.
a D6 hooligans, right?
Yes, thank you, Mike. Roll me a D6 hooligans. Oh, those are going to be tough to beat with the Desperado there.
How many came up? I didn't see it.
It hasn't
I
shown
didn't
up.
see it either. Did you roll?
It should be.
or is
It's
that
Conrad's
Rusty?
roll, right?
Yeah, Conrad.
Oh,
give
I
me
will
a
roll.
D6.
Okay,
please.
here we go. And I rolled 2.
We got Rojas and his 2 buddies.
All right, I will try and corpseify those hooligans. Something
All right,
for me
let's-
to do.
So Mike's rolling 3 dice because of the ghosts of the past.
He's using his knife.
So
Yeah,
hold
it
on.
worked.
No. I'm going to do something different. We're going to treat any roll of 5 as a 6.
Okay.
Oh wait,
so
you guys are destined, right?
we're going to do 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
we're
good
-1,
option here, Mike.
We're the Desperado gets us at -1.
Yeah. So I'm still -1 because I
But
don't
by the
we'll
rules
treat the
of
5 as 6.
hotness, we're going to kill 2 buddies before we get to the Desperado.
You
here.
could also restore your destined status.
I could, but I think it's better to treat 5s as 6s, and that helps
Okay, we're
everybody.
going to treat 5s as 6s by Mike's roll. He is taking 1 die, the highest die, and minusing 1 because of the Desperado. Conrad, what would you like to do, sir?
So we're treating
You're-
5s as 6s, correct?
You're rolling 3 dice, and you're treating 5s as 6s on the do something anything -1 + 1. So
Yes. I
3
can't do the
dice.
corpseification because the corpseification I would take the lesser of the 3, so that's a bad thing. So I'm rolling 3 dice on do something anything.
Oh yes.
So +1 -1 is a 5. I
5s
have
become a
defeated-
6.
No, it's
You-
and 5 becomes 6, correct. So I have defeated
The
a
hooligan.
hooligan, right?
There's 1 hooligan left, Rusty.
Unless you want a critical deed to get me back to my destined status, but kill the hooligan.
No, let's
but
get Mike.
that
No,
adds
Mike.
hooligan.
Let's get Mike the. Let's do Mike get him back to his destined status.
If you do that, that adds a D6 hooligans.
Not on a 6.
No, he's got a 6.
5s become 6s.
5s
5s
become
become
6s.
6s. Thank you, Mike. Okay, so
So Mike is
yes.
restored to his destiny to kill Jack the Ghost.
And so Mike is destined, Conrad is destined, Rusty is destined. Rusty,
Okay, we got
what are you
2
gonna do?
hooligans and the Desperado. And
That is
we'll
correct. We have
do
to kill the
something,
2 hooligans
anything.
first. Yes.
I
Kill
think we have a
Desperado.
dead hooligan.
And hooligan, we got 1 hooligan.
Unless
and
we
1
need, does anything need a critical deed?
I just have to take a
Nope.
moment and say I'm so proud of you, Rusty. That is just.
I thought so, yeah.
And
I'm trapped a
Conrad's, you're
You-
rolling
you-
3
tied
dice.
up
and
there.
do
You better
something
you
anything.
better conclude this fast, guys,
Okay,
because
so
you
I need
never
to kill
know.
a hooligan.
Wait a minute. Don't I
you.
roll after Rusty? Or no, Conrad. Sorry, never mind. I'm stupid.
Rusty is, we're up to Conrad. Conrad, roll me a 3d6 on do something anything. See if you can kill that last
Do
hooligan.
something, anything. You need to kill me a hooligan, and I rolled a 5.
A
Becomes a
5.
Kills a hooligan.
A 5 will Keto
Becomes
kill a
6.
hooligan. And I go to
5 becomes
Mike.
6 kills a
Mike,
hooligan.
you can corpseify. It's actually +1 -1, Conrad, in this battle, right?
Right, but we have the 5 as a 6.
5
Yeah.
is a 6, correct. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that. And
Yep.
Mike, back to the Riviera Kid. He has rolled a 4, I believe, right?
I have rolled. No, I'm destined again. So 5 + 1 - 1 is a 5. 5 becomes a 6. A 5 would kill the hooligan with the Desperado with a knife. A 6 would do it with a gun. Either way, we have won.
Either way, you have won. This last shot of the scene would obviously be Mike, revealing that that's why he was unaffected by the man's Winchester. All right, that worked out well. We'll call it a game there.